Cars and Coffee always goes to different locations, usually once a month. And we're at Pier 38 on Nimitz Highway, and you can see the massive number of cars coming to this area, and we're going to go check them out. So we're here with Francis. This particular car caught my attention because of its color, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
I got this car from Oregon, and it's a 396 original Chevelle. I did some work on it, but pretty much I got them all turnkey. I always hear Chevelle stories. Like my dad had a Chevelle, my uncle had one, I had one in high school. So it's good to hear all these Chevelle stories that people come and tell me.
We're here with Matt, who's the president of the local Corvette Club, and he's going to tell us about his car.
My car is a 2009 Z51, which was special ordered when I was actually deployed to Iraq. A few years after I came home, the car got its nickname of Combat because I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan a couple of times.
How much combat horsepower do we have?
This one's stock still. It's about 464 right now.
I'm with Mike. He's going to tell us about his car.
Yes, this is a 2016 Jetta GLI. It is the first year that they did the facelift. It is sitting on air. It's got a vinyl wrap, new speed, air intake, and a new speed stage 1.
So this is John, and he has a somewhat aged vehicle, and tell us what it is.
This is a 1963 Chrysler Newport. So I picked it up on an online auction, and when I drove off with the car, it had 30,006 original miles. Only thing on it that was not original when I got the car were the 4 tires. And it still has a bias ply spare.
So it's got a V8 engine?
Yeah, it's a 61 Chrysler motor, 727 torque flight transmission, push button transmission. It's heavy, but she runs like a top.
Porsches have always been attractive to me, and this particular one is super attractive because it has a different engine, and Carlos is going to tell us all about it.
It's a 1991 Porsche 911 964 Turbo. In 1991, the engine size, the liter size, was a 3.3 turbo. Pushes out approximately 326 horsepower on a very light frame, so it's a street legal go-kart basically. And Porsche enthusiasts would call them widowmakers for the reason that when you would come around a turn and the turbo kicked in, the back end could slide out if you weren't ready for it. Well, you know what could happen.
And these cars have gotten really high prices at auctions these days, right?
They have. One ran through Mecum, Florida just last month and brought $1.3 million. Not that this one is going to be anywhere close to that, but just to give you an idea that the air-cooled Porsches, the 964s, the 993s, which is the last series of the air-cooled Porsches, are really sought after, and if they're in great shape, it can bring a premium price.
So Jaden has this white Mustang. It's got a little engine modification. Why don't you tell us what it is and what modifications have been made to the engine?
It's a 2017 Mustang GT. I started off with a catback exhaust, and then I threw on long tube headers. After that, it's a VMP Gen 3 supercharger, and I have a Ford Racing track suspension on top.
How much horsepower do you suspect it has?
I threw it on a dyno, and it made 626 cool.
We're here with Genevieve in this particular Buick. She's going to tell us a little bit about it.
This is my baby. We got her from the Big Island from my uncle on the Big Island. This is Tiffany. She is a 57 Buick Special. She is actually one of 3 in North America that is in this condition. I am very blessed to have come across this and have the opportunity to pick her up.
Okay, thanks. So as you can see, Pier 38 parking lot was packed. And we're going to be at the next Cars and Coffee, wherever it may be, next month.